limousine, first class I fly.
He was a two-sport athlete with a one-track mind.
I had a purpose in life. I knew I wanted to make a lot of money. I wanted to be rich. You've all seen the glory.
Deion saluting as he goes.
But don't nobody know the story.
Deion Sanders was a man determined to escape the poverty of his past.
Somebody convinced him, hey, Deion, you can make a lot of money if you sell yourself, and that's exactly what he did.
He transformed himself into a larger-than-life figure called Primetime.
Look at me.
As Primetime, Deion got everything he wanted, both on and off the field.
My thing was having sex with many women. You know, I didn't discriminate.
He would call and say, hey, man, what you doing? I said, nothing. He said, but I'm taking a bath. Y'all say hi, you know. And I need a permission slip from Deion to tell y'all some of the things.
But Deion's fame came with a price.
Fame works two ways. I'll pay you and you pay me.
Yes, you are a real man, Deion, I'll say that.
We don't just tolerate, we celebrate people for acting like egotistical, obnoxious horses' asses.
Primetime was slowly killing Deion Sanders.
Wild ways cost him his wife, his children, and his will to live.
I got in that car and drove off that cliff and got to the bottom of that fall off and was still alive. I'm like, Lord, you saved me. And that was something.
Now, he's found a higher power.
This is a man who has everything, contemplating, is tomorrow worth it?
I'm a blessed woman to say that I have a very God-fearing man, and he's walking in the way in which God called him to, and I support that wholeheartedly.
This is Deion Sanders, Beyond the Glory.
Hallelujah!
Absolutely outstanding. Unbelievable.
I concluded that he bet on baseball.
Do you have anything to say to your fans?
To millions of fans, Deion is a swaggering Superman who's thrived in the spotlight. He's captivated fans with dazzling catches, clutch hits, and open field dashes.
Could be intercepted and in by Deion Sanders.
Sanders hits one hard to right field, way back into the right field seats.
And he's done it all in brash, high-stepping style. But along the road to fame and fortune, Deion's dreams turned into nightmares.
The night we won the Super Bowl in San Francisco, I was the first one out of the locker room, the first one home, the first one to bed. And I said, it ain't what I thought it was. Yeah, I'm not even happy.
Despite 2 Super Bowl trophies and millions in the bank, Deion was on the brink of suicide.
You got women everywhere, you still ain't happy. You got clothes galore, you still ain't happy. You got everything you wanted, but you're still not happy.
In the spring of '97, on a dark Ohio road, Deion was driving on a suicide mission, wondering what people would say about him when he was gone.
I got on my knees and said, Lord, if you take me, please take me right now. I can't go no farther. Lord, just take me.
Deion Sanders grew up living with his mother and sister in a public housing project in Fort Myers, Florida. A neighborhood so riddled with crime, it came with its own jail.
The police decided to put a police substation right inside the project so they could take him to jail right there in the project. And they put barbed wire all around. It's sort of like a prison.
Deion saw the pain and misery of the projects from close range. His father, Daddy Buck, who left the family when Deion was a child, was frequently unemployed and addicted to drugs.
My biological father, Daddy Buck, he used drugs. I've seen him with needles, people in his room shooting up, and those are the reasons why I've never chosen to drink or smoke in the entirety of my life.
Many nights, you know, we lay up in the bed and we talk, you know, and I explain to him, you know, that your dad is gone, but I'm here for you. A lot of times we cried, but we made it.
The Huxtable's unreal. You know, in African-American families, really, I don't know anyone whose father is a doctor, the mother's a lawyer. We didn't grow up like that.
With his father gone, Deion's mother, Connie, took work cooking and cleaning at a local hospital to hold the family together.
I had to work 2 jobs in order to make it, you know, because I was a single parent.
My mother, she served as everything. She was all that in a bag of chips.
When you work hard like that, it's very hard on the kids too. Because you see your children, but not like you want to see them.
He grew up fast because he had to learn to stay by himself.
Left on his own after school, Deion soon found trouble. When he was 7, he had his first run-in with the police.
You know a child is gonna throw rocks, and I could throw a rock like a skeet shooter.
It was an old house in the graveyard, abandoned house.
I was throwing rocks and I was winning, breaking all the windows, and someone called the police.
They was telling me that they had Deion at the police station. I said, mine? My Deion? I said, yes, Deion Sanders.
Deion's mom wanted to teach her young son a lesson he wouldn't forget. She told the police to keep him.
By the time I got there, all the other parents had picked their sons up. Deion was the only one left. And he looking with his big eyes. He said, Ma, I thought you had forgotten me.
My mama belt should be in the Hall of Fame from that day.
Determined to keep her young son off the streets, Connie enrolled 9-year-old Deion in Pop Warner football.
When he came on my football team, he only weighed about 85 pounds. He had skinny little legs, but he could run like a deer.
For Deion, football wasn't just a game. It was a chance to escape the projects. Pop Warner coach David Capel was determined to help.
I think a lot of his drive came from where he grew up, knowing that where he lived, and if he continued, because most of his friends were in jail from selling drugs.
Our peer pressure really was having weight around your neck, flossing, you know, having car with the boom and having the nice threads. That was our peer pressure.
I explained to Deion back there that these kids will be out selling it, or you could be out selling it, make extra money. You don't want to get involved in it at all, because if you do, you're going to end up in jail.
With Deion playing Pop Warner football, his father, Daddy Buck, took a selfish interest in his son's games. Deion was only 10.
But Daddy Buck would come and bet on the game, especially when we played against our rivals. They come in there, baby, betting on Pop Warner football. Baby boy, I need 3 out you today. I got about 100 laying on the line. And I used to sit up there like, you know, but I would deliver.
By the time Deion entered North Fort Myers High School, he was starring in 3 sports: football, basketball, and baseball.
He played a sport every season so that he didn't have to go home and be around what was happening in his neighborhood.
As a high school quarterback, a young Deion proved himself as a runner, a passer, and a scrambler. On defense, as a safety, he made a career of getting between the receiver and the ball. Deion's reputation grew along with his dreams. After games, he would drive his mom past large houses on the rich side of town. He told her of his plans to use sports to build them both a better life.
My mother always took me outside my neighborhood so I could really see life. So I could say, Mom, we're going to have a house bigger than that one day.
He said, Mom, one of these days, I'm going to build you a house just like it. I said, yeah, right.
Deion soon had an opportunity to make his dreams come true. In 1985, as he graduated from high school, the Kansas City Royals offered him the quick road to riches: $75,000 to play minor league baseball. Deion was planning to go to college, but for a poor kid from the projects, it was a tempting offer.